All right, I'd like to welcome you all to our series of live instructional webinars designated to support the school annual online yearbook program. Our goal today will be to introduce principles of the functions of the program associated with beginning stages of the yearbook creation. Specifically, we will be reviewing logging into the program, familiarization of the welcome screen and page ladder, font selection, creating an image share account, transferring materials from a 20 from a last year's book to a this year's book, and leading into the next installment, the importance of sending us your portrait CDs provided by your school photographer. This webinar will be approximately 30 minutes, so let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing, if you haven't already, or if you're waiting for this webinar to log in, to simply log in, you can go to our main website right here, schoolannual.com. In the upper right hand corner, you will see the word login right here. Just click that button. Here you will want to bookmark this page. If you're using Google Chrome, simply click this little star at the end and you can just click done. All right, then make sure it says 2024. Put your job number first, your username, and your password. For some reason you need to see your password this year, we added the little I right here. It's crossed out. You'll see little dots as you type in your password. But as soon as you remove it, then that you will see the letters and all that. Once you have everything in, you click on Let's Go, and it'll take you to your site. If for any reason you forgot your password, there's a little link right here you can click. Type in your job number, your username, and click on Continue, and it will send you a link to reset your password. All right, once you log in, you'll be taken to a home page like this. When you first sign in, you will have your school name right up here at the very top. Then there are these little taskbars right here. The first one is your due date countdown. This will count down to the number of days you have left before your book is due. Right here is your year-to-date sales. Will show you how many yearbooks you sold last year versus how many books are being sold this year. So you can kind of compare and contrast between last year and this year. Next is the total pages. For my demo site right here, I have 60 pages. That will be right here in the middle. Now underneath here, you'll see different colors. Red is not started. These are pages that have nothing on them. Nothing's been saved on them. They are, like it says, not started. Next are pages, anything in yellow is in progress. These are pages that have had something saved on them or had some work done on them or work being done on them. Next is green for completed. These are any pages that you have been are ready to go. You've marked them complete. They are done. They have all the images you want on them, the coloring, the whatever else. It's completely done and ready to go. Next is submitted. So any one of them in black is submitted. They have been turned into us. So any pages that are submitted to us, you're telling us that they are 100% ready to go, and that's how I want them printed. Next is upcoming events, and then there's tasks. Upcoming events could be such as your cover is due, deposits are due, portraits should be turned in, some major events in your yearbook. Tasks are things that need to be done in between, such as making sure topics are on the pages, making sure that maybe the backgrounds are put on there, flyers are hung up, little things like that. To do that, simply click on either one of them. Here in the upper right hand corner right here, you'll see a little plus sign. You can because the way that for some reason my program and the GoToMeetings that we use doesn't like to talk or doesn't like to do stuff. If I click on it, it somehow pauses the recording. So for the sake, I'm not going to click on it. So when I click on this, a little pop up. You just fill out the information, and then uh, your information will be right here. For tasks, same thing. That will pop up like, what is the task? Who are you assigning this task to? So if you have staff, you can assign this staff member to start the first, pages 10 through 20, or 2 through 10. This one to organize the activity folder. This person to get class list ready. You can set a due date, and when you check the box next to them, it will mark it automatically complete with the current date, and then move it here at the bottom once it's done. Yep. All right, so tagged images. In the next webinar, we'll talk about tagging images and the importance of that. But right here, it just says that out of some of the pictures I have, some of them are not tagged. But like I said, in the next webinar, we talk about tagging. Images right here, it just tells me how many images are total in my library. Also, will let you know how many images the staff uploaded. That's you, the advisor, and the rest of your staff have uploaded. All that. Right. So next, and then of course, speaking of staff, we're going to learn how to add staff. So we're going to click on Plan and then Staff. And then here on this screen right here, you will see that you have your advisor and staff. Some of you may have your default advisor and your default staff. To add staff members, we're going to come over here to the right, and then right here in this corner, we have Add Staff. Believe it or not, you can actually click on this purple bar right here. Oh, of course, it won't let me do that. But anyway, you click on Add Staff. Right here, you can put the first name, last name. Username is typically, a lot of people just use like the first initial, last name, or whatever is going to help the student remember, or the person helping you remember their username. The password is 10 digits with one capital letter and a number. So in those 10 digits, one of them has to be a capital letter and one has to be a number. Next is the email. That's optional. So if you need to send out emails or anything like that, you can, but that's completely optional. Next is the roles. So advisor has access to everything. So an advisor would have access to everything under these tabs, including your sales. A staff member will have access to limited areas and limited things. They can still work on the book, but they won't be able to access anything else, including sales reports or anything like that. So once you have all that filled out, you hit save, and then your staff information is right here. For any reason a staff member forgets a password, you can click on edit, and then you can just fill out a new password and click save. If a staff member or a helper is leaving or has taken a break or is stepping away from the book for any period of time, you can come over here where it says active. You can click there and it will inactivate it. So this person will no longer be able to log in. Then when they come back or they're ready to start working on the book again, you can just click it again and now it's active and they can log back in. Right. So next we're going to go to the page ladder. And this is a brand new page ladder. We do have a video talking about just the page ladder itself, and we also have a webinar right here that talks about in the red ones right here, that talk about the page ladder in detail. We'll go over some of the main key points of it. So first off, the coloring from the very first page right here, where you had the red, yellow, green, and black, that can actually be found right here underneath each page. And this just lets you know what its current condition is. Like these are in progress right now because they have something on them or something was saved on them at one point. All right. Anything in that is complete will have like a green one right here. All right. So now, um, some of you that have had a book last year, your 2022 book or 23 book, and you want to carry over any templates from that year to this year, you now have a button that says start with last year. So you can click that and then hit continue. Now it's going to say this right here. You cannot undo this action. What it means is there's no undo button. Like in the years past, there was a button you could just like, well, that's not what I want. Just undo and it takes everything away. There's no undo button anymore. And this also works on pages that are not started. Any pages that are currently in progress or higher, the template will not be placed on that, just on pages that are not started. So as soon as you're ready, you can just click continue and your last year's template will be on the pages, uh, on any not started pages. So that just gives you something to build off of or a foundation to build from. You can go in and edit everything. So if there's something you don't like, you can always uh, click on it. You can highlight everything and delete it, or you can just systematically go in and just say, well, I'm not going to use that this year. I'm not going to use these clip art. So we'll go ahead and just get rid of all that stuff right there, and then just start from scratch. So something new this year, we do have sections right here, and sections can be, um, there we go. So sections could be such as, let's say, staff. So we want staff section. Um, and then once you type in, you can either hit enter on your keyboard or just the plus sign. Um, so sometimes some schools have books that are only have so many pages. Like some of them will have only 40 pages, and they have to make everything work within those 40 pages because that's all they have. So they could say that, well, I only have 2 pages of staff. So to keep track of how many pages I'm using, that's you'll look right here, this teal with this 0 in it. So if I put this staff over this one, or if I put it in the middle, both pages will be highlighted. And if as soon as I let go, right here in the upper left-hand corner, you'll see staff and staff, or you can do a drop-down menu and see staff. But mainly over here in this teal, you'll see the number 2. So now you know you have at least 2 pages of staff. So you can do, so see 5th grade, so you only have 4 pages for 5th grade. So you can go there and go there. All right, and then you have 4 pages of 5th grade right there. So this will help you keep track of the number of pages you have for each class, for each grade, for whatever it is. Next, we're going to talk about topics. Topics now replace description. Now, you can go in and type in like fall. So you can actually go in and type in like fall field trip. Click on the plus sign, and fall field trip is right here. You can click and hold, drag it over, and then you can see the topic is right here. You can actually add more than one topic, by the way. So if you want fall field trip and fall play, you can add those two. If you add any more, you will see this little hashtag right here and this down arrow. If you click that, then you will see all the topics underneath it. For any reason you need to remove topics or to remove any of them, just click this little this little box with a pencil in it, and then just click on the trash can. Any ones that are used on a page, it will pop up this reminder like, hey, you got this on a page. Are you sure you want to delete it? Then you can just delete it. So you can remove all those that you want. Over here on Smart Topics, this might help in case you don't want to write anything or can't think of what to write. Just click on Smart Topics. Here we have different specialties. So here we're in the winter. So under winter, we have things like, oh, here's the winter dance. Here's winter sports. Here's the winter play. Um, then speaking of sports, we can come over sports, and let's say we have um, baseball 8th grade, or we can say we have basketball 9th grade. As we're clicking these, we can come back to my topics, and those topics are being displayed right here. So we can do winter sports and then basketball 9th grade. So that just lets us know, and also over here as well, the teal that lets us know how many pages are being these are on. So then that way you can, this way you know what topic or what description is being put on there. Next is assigning staff. So if you ever need to assign staff, you can click on staff right here, click and hold, and then drag a staff member over and put them on a page here. You can click this person right here. You can either do one page or both pages. If you have like an AM, PM yearbook committee or something like that, you can click another one and put another one on there. You can only put two. If you try to put three on there, you'll get a little warning right here that says only two on per page. Next, we're going to talk about filters. So right here is the filter, and you can say like, well, I want to see what pages this staff member is doing, or whatever filter you need to use. So this allows you to look at just the pages that this staff member is doing. All right. For any reason that you leave and then you come back to your page ladder and you see just one page and you think, oh, my page ladder's gone, everything's gone, it's all deleted. It's chances are it's not. Just look up here in the filter. If you see this yellow funnel, all you have to do is click down, see which filter is activated, and you can just hit all, or you just come down here to hit clear out the filter, and then all your pages are back. So if you ever need to view a proof of your book, you can do one of many different things here. One, you can do print and print all, and then a PDF will be generated. If you need to view just your page ladder, then you can click on page ladder, and right here is your page ladder with a place for notes on the side. So there you can take that to a meeting and jot down notes or jot down any ideas you may have. If you need specific pages, say whoever's in charge of the book or someone who's approving the book, they want to see 1st grade and 2nd grade. So you can click on, say that's 1st grade, here's 2nd grade. So we can just select the certain pages that they want to see, come up to print. Then we could click on print selected. Okay, so it's going to say it's generating a PDF, and right up here in the upper right hand corner, it says generating PDF, and you'll see this little red bar moving, and then once it's done, this little icon will appear. Let's click on that. And this PDF pops up right here as another tab, and then you can actually view the page as a PDF. You can print it, or you can download it and send it to whoever needs to look at it for any approval, or they just want to look at it and see how the progress is going. Okay, and those of you that have a cover or a custom cover, if you ever need to look at it, you can go to status and then cover, and then your cover information is going to be right here, as well as your custom cover. For any reason that you need additional help, you can click on help again. Right here we have video tutorials, getting started, online features, troubleshooting, um, different video tutorials. We'll talk anything from um, how to flow your portraits, which is the next webinar. So we'll talk about that. So we have different things right there that can help you out. All right. So next we're going to talk about transferring material or transferring images from last year to this year. If you if you have login information for last year's book, you can, or for 2023 book, you can log in there, go up to create, and then image library. Then any folder that you want, say you want this folder of these kids for their fifth grade portrait or kindergarten portrait, whatever it may be. So you can click on it. Then if you come up here, you'll see a little folder with an arrow pointing to the right. In your 23 book, it will say 2024. Um, so you click on this one right here. You'll see a little arrow right here on the folder. That means it's been shifted to the current year's book. Then once you're done with that, once you've moved all the portraits over to the current year, you will log back into the current year, come back to your create image library. Right here in my 2023 images will be all the images that you have moved over. And then to get these images into your portrait pictures or your activity pictures, whatever they need to be in, all you have to do is just expand the activity, click and hold whatever you need, move it over to the folder it needs to be in, and just let go. Then that way, when you go to that folder, there's your image. It is highly recommended that you move whatever images you need from 2023 to your 2024 book, and then move those images into different folders in your 24 book. Next, we're going to talk about fonts and how to activate them, and how to create different styles using some of the fonts that you created or that you've selected. So get to fonts, you need to go to plan and then click on fonts. So here we have different fonts. And then one thing to remember, well, let's talk about this one first. There is one font in particular that should never be shut off, ever be shut off. And that is this one right here. It is AYT Foundation Sans. The reason for that is Foundation Sans was used to create styles. That's this next tab right here, such as tagline, subheadline, headline. It was used to create these um, styles. And if you shut off Foundation Sans, these styles disappear. And so then you would have to go in and create new styles. So that's why we leave Foundation Sans alone, because these styles are also used to create your used as for your text boxes on your pages. So to activate a font, you can click on any one of these. You could get a preview there on the right of the ones that, if you see one that you like, you click on this button right here that says inactivate. If you click on activate, what it's going to do, it's going to send activated fonts to the top of the list in alphabetical order. Um, we have to say this a lot to everyone because they'll click on it, and then what they'll see is like, oh, it didn't activate. So they click on it again, and then they click on it again, and then they click on it again. But really, what they're doing is they're adding fonts to the top of their page. Any inactivated fonts will get moved to inactive in alphabetical order. So as we go here and start inactivating fonts, it will fall down below the activated in alphabetical order. And typically you only need maybe a handful, I'd say between 5 to 8 fonts. You don't need a lot because if you try to go back here, a lot of times it takes forever for these to load if you have a lot of them activated. So while we're here, let's talk about styles real quick. So if you want to create a style, like one right here is teacher names. So in this book, all the teacher names are this particular font, uh, and this particular font size, and this particular font attribute. So to to create one, all you have to do is go over here to add style. So we're going to give this style a name. We're going to call it. So we're going to call it student names. We're going to select the category. We're going to say body copy. We're going to go in and we're going to pick my favorite font right there. And then we're going to click a font size. We're going to go right there. Font attribute, bold. There we go. Then we're going to just click save. Come on, save. Oh, the name already exists. Oh, that's right. It already exists. Okay, so if you won't save, you'll get this little red bar right here that says it already exists. Yes, thank you. So in that case, we'll just, you know what, for the sake of time, we'll call it new style 3. We'll select my favorite font again. Bold, and then we'll save. There we go. So we have new style 3 right here, and so that will be in the one of the selections when we click text on the page. Um, that will actually be one of our selection. So we text, and then there's our selection right there. So we drop it on the page. It's set default, um, the font size and everything else. So next we're going to talk about image share and how setting that one up. So we're going to go to plan, and then we're going to go to replay it. Here is the replay it private photo submission. So here is a uh, resource that can your parents or guardians, helpers, anyone else can submit photos um, to you to use in the book. First question it's going to ask is, do you want to have a website for parents or others to upload images? Simply click the box. Next is, when do you want that started? It has to be written just like it is on the screen there. It has to be the current year or whatever year it currently is. In this case, if we were to set it up brand new, we would put 2024 dash 01. You have to have the 0, just like this example right here. So it says month, MM, so you have to put 01. And then the day, um, in this case, if it's a single digit day, 03 or the 25th. The date you want it shut off, typically you want it shut off roughly 2, maybe 3 weeks before your book is due. That way you can finalize any images, finalize any pages, and then you're not getting that one photo that one parent wanted in at the last second before you submitted everything. And now they're going to be upset because that one photo wasn't in the book. So this just helps um, make your life a little bit easier if it's shut off a little bit sooner before you turn the pages in. Next is the enter the maximum number of pages or next maximum number of images that you want. 10,000 is fine. I've never seen anybody have 10,000 images submitted all at once. So that is fine because you should be moving images out of that replay it box as they're submitted. Next is, do you want to enable this site? You can enable and disable the site. So if you're getting a lot of images in and you just need a moment to just filter out these images and find out what to do with these images, you can actually come in and click on that and click on save, and then it will disable that site. So nothing can be submitted. And then when you're ready, you can just click on here, click save, and now the site's enabled again. Now parents or whoever can start submitting images. Once you do that, click save. Then a couple things will appear. First is this link right here. If you click on it, it will take you to your replay it submission and this website ID. This is the ID code that people will need if you send the flyer home. Right. So if you click on this right here, you will have a little flyer that can be sent home. There right here says that login ID. That's what this is right here. So that is your login ID. So that's what the parents or whoever would need to get that information. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about oh, when those images come in. I probably should talk about that here real fast. As those images come in, they're going to come. They're going to be in your image library under this folder right here. Inbox replay it. As the advisor, you can move images out of this box um, either into staff, and then the staff can filter out where they need to be in activity, or you can just move them out of here into activity. If you need to know what they are or who submitted them or anything like that, all you have to do is just click on the image, this little uh, blue button right here, go under details, and then the details for that image will be right here. Like who sent it, what it is, email address, names, and stuff like that. That information will be right here. So it will help you identify that image and where it probably needs to go. So while we're here, we'll talk about class portraits here real quick. If you haven't done so already, you can submit your portraits to us and we can upload them just like this, according to teacher, grade, classroom. When we upload them, you will see this little green tag next to each one of these images. This means they're tagged, and we'll explain that more in the next webinar. But it's very important if you want your students' image and their names to be on the pages using the flow function, which again we will show in the next webinar. You can send them into us. We upload them with their names tagged to their image. So this way we see, you know, we have all that information already to go on there. We talk about the importance in the next webinar. We will talk about the importance of that and how to fix any of this stuff. So, all right. So at this time, if you have any questions, feel free to either ask them or you can type them here in the chat. There is one, I did see you. Um, HHE shows to make a page from scratch if there is any recorded any recordings for this given us a link. Yes, there is a recording on how to for page design and stuff like that. That actually is one of our webinars um, in which we talk about building activity pages. So that actually is one of our webinars. We do actually have, I'll have to click on. We do have a couple of videos talking about the new page ladder, and we have a few of them that will talk about page design and stuff like that. So, I mean, like I said, our YouTube channel is right here. You can do that, or you can give us a call and we can help you through it. Can the flyer be interpreted into other languages? We have a lot of Spanish-speaking families. That is a good question. I do not believe so. I do not believe so. But you may want to ask your rep and see if there is a Spanish version of it. I personally do not have one, or I could send it to you. Um, but that would be a great question for your rep. All right. Any other questions? Also, if you give me your job number, I can actually go find that out because I will want a copy of that. Because then that way I have one, and then I can always send one to you because I could probably find it and get a reply a lot quicker. Hey, no problem. Okay, I'm going to read this outro here real quick. If you think of something, we can always answer that. All right, I want to thank you all for joining us today, hopefully by showing you the examples in the areas of the login screen, welcome page, page ladder, fonts, and image share. Creating your book will be less of a challenge, and you can avoid some of the pitfalls that accompany computer software. Transferring materials from last year's site to this year's site and sending us your CD portraits should pay off in some time saving down the road. Feel free to join us next time as we prepare portraits for the autoflow function and then build some class pages together. So I will see you then. Hopefully you signed up for that one. There is one that I will strongly suggest you all sign up for. It's the very last one in which we talk about how to complete your book and how to submit your book, how to check for errors on your book and things to look for before you 100% uh, complete your book and submit your pages. Because once you submit your pages to us, that's telling us that you're happy exactly the way they're done and print them exactly like this. So we will be talking about that. So I highly suggest that you sign up for that one. Will be recording be available? Yes, everyone who signs up and shows up, um, or I should say, everyone who signs up or shows up gets a recording of this video, usually later on today or tomorrow morning. So that way you can always view it again if you need to. Again, all recordings can be also found on our YouTube channel. So that way, if you ever need to watch one, um, we got plenty of them right there. So, all right. I once again I thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.